Matthew 5:41, and whosoever shall compel you to go a mile, go with him too. After this, Luke says, give to every man that asks of you. Matthew, give to him that asks of you. So, him that asks of you, or to every man that asks of you. Every man is more inclusive, so I'll say that. But give to is both every man instead of just him. So that's only Luke. And then that asks of you. That asks you is in Matthew. So that asks is both. Of is Luke only. You is both. Matthew says, and from him that would borrow of you, turn not you away. Luke says, and of him that takes away your goods, ask them not again. Those are totally different, at least as far as these words are. That takes away your goods, ask them not again. Or borrow of you, turn not you away. It's much more radical in Luke. If someone's going to take away your goods, like to steal, don't even ask for it back. But in Matthew, it actually makes sense. I can understand that. If someone's going to borrow from you, turn him not away. Let him borrow. Allowing someone to borrow is much less radical than holding yourself back from even asking for what's been stolen from you. Well, I want to keep all these words. I want to keep both meanings if I have the options, so I'm just going to put both. You know, this is really clashing with everything I understand about justice. This seems unjust to not even ask for something back that's been stolen from you. That seems very unjust. And of him that takes away your goods, ask them not again. Don't even ask for it back. That's crazy. How are you not going to, even just out of love, ask for the thing back that's been stolen from you? Is that really what's being said? I'm going to look up what other people have understood from this verse before I pick one or the other. Well, yeah, I'll do that, but still, even if I get a new understanding, I think I still include all these words. Yeah, I'll be right back. I've been thinking for a while, I don't even want to put notes on here. I really don't. I want people to do their own research. So, in the spirit of not deciding for anyone, I'm not going to pick from Matthew or Luke. They are just different enough that they can be separate and both included. It would work to have them both. I do have an opinion about this. I've said this earlier when it comes to enabling and theft, crime, and taking advantage of the goodness of people, spiteful use, praying for them versus knowingly supported evil. And I have an opinion on this, but I'm going to leave all these words there, and I will let the readers struggle through it as much as they would originally struggle through it when reading it in Luke by itself. Give to every man that asks of you, and from him that will borrow of you, turn not away. So I'll put, give to every man that asks of you, because that's in both Matthew and Luke. Then I'll put the situation of borrowing first from Matthew, and then I'll have it end with this phrase, the most difficult one, as the last in this series of answers of what you might possibly do. Asks of you, now still Matthew, and from him that would borrow of you, turn not you away. And of him that takes away your goods, ask them not again. I hope it's getting across that I am not putting my denomination, my own personal beliefs into this work. I'm trying to keep it as accurate as I possibly can. I'm just looking for the truth. And I know a lot of other people, when they do retranslate, they're trying to find the truth as well. And they're saying this word better explains the thought than what was originally translated. In most cases, I think that different translations are honestly trying to more accurately convey what's being said, or what was said. Few times I think the retranslations are malevolent in nature, where they are trying to confuse or change or put in their own belief. Most of the time I think it's honest. But because of those few where the changes are not honest, and because I don't know where they are, and unless you are in the minds of the translators, you don't know exactly what the intent of a translation is, I'm suspect of all retranslations. That's why I'm putting it like this. I'm trying to put all the words possible. Okay, the next verse in Luke after this is 31 in Luke 6. And as you would that men would do to you, do you also to them likewise. Matthew continues, you have heard that it has been said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy, but I say to you, love your enemies. So this I already put earlier. Do good to them that hate you, pray for them that spitefully use you, pursue you, that you may be children of your Father which is in heaven. Oh, I remember, yeah, I was going to combine, as you would the men do to you, do also to them, and this verse, that you may be children of your Father which is in heaven. So I think I'm going to keep this phrase from Luke, the golden rule, do to others as you would have them do to you. Then I'll put this from Matthew, that you may be children of your Father which is in heaven, for he makes the sun rise on evil and on the good, and sends rain on the just and on the unjust. And then combine from both, because they're pretty much written the same. For if you love them which love you. Yeah. So right after verse 31 from Luke 6, I'll put 45 from Matthew 5. That you may be the children of your Father which is in heaven, for he makes his sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and sends rain on the just and on the unjust. Then, for if you love them which love you, that's all the same. For if you love them which you. Matthew goes on, what reward have you? Luke says, what thank have you? Thank, that word doesn't seem to fit grammatically, but I think it fits better theologically. What thanks have you? What gratefulness have you? What good is that? Than just what reward have you? I mean, as if you're supposed to do good specifically for reward. But because, like I said, the grammar, reward fits better with this sentence. What reward have you? I would like it to say something along the lines of, what good is that? What good have you done? How have you brought God's will to bear? Instead of just, what reward have you? I don't like it when people say, do this and you'll earn reward in heaven. That's still, in a way, selfish. You're still trying to do good for yourself. Whether it's for your reward here or in heaven, it's still, in a way, selfish. I would not want to jump at the opportunity to say, what reward have you? But it just doesn't fit. What thank have you? It doesn't sound right. What thank have you? What thank have you? It doesn't sound right. I'll go with reward because it makes more sense grammatically than thank. That's about it, not making a decision theologically. Either one would work. What reward have you? Matthew continues, do not even the publicans the same. Luke says, for sinners also love those that love them. And if you do good to them which do good to you, what thank have you? For sinners also do even the same. Okay, well that works, because what thank have you is used later on, so I can have both. Matthew says, and if you salute your brethren only, what do you more than others? That's different. That's not reward, it's not thank, it's just what do you. So I can have all three. What reward have you? What thank have you? What do you more than others? Since the next line in Matthew, verse 46, is do not even the publicans the same with a question mark, I think I'm going to save that. I'm going to save that for after, if you lend to them of whom you hope to receive, what thank have you? Do not even the publicans the same, the tax gatherers, because that's talking about money. Those who lend are expecting to borrow back. But then it would not be a direct response to the question. If you love them which love you, I think I'll just put it, right where it is. what reward have you? Do not even the publicans the same, and also love those that love them. I put that love them twice. Yeah, right where I was going to take it out. I'll put it right where it belongs. Right after this, what reward have you? Do not even the publicans the same. For sinners also love those that love them. So the next line in Matthew is, and if you salute your brethren only, what do you more than others? Do not even the publicans so. So again, it's mentioning the publicans, but it's salute your brethren, so it's like a greeting. How does that fit with Luke? If you do good to them which do good to you, what thank have you? For sinners also do the same. If you lend to them of whom you hope to receive, what thank have you? For sinners also lend to sinners to receive much again. But love your enemies. Okay, so just between those two, I gotta fit this. I can't mix it with either of these. Lend to them or do good. Salute, that's different from lending or doing good. It looks like from doing good to lending is general to more specific. But if you salute your brethren only, that's not quite as specific as lend. I mean, it is specific, but if you go after lend, I don't know. I think I could just pick. I'm going to put it before do good. Sinners also love those who love them. Then, if you salute your brethren, this is from Matthew only. What do you more than others? Not even the publicans so. And then, and if you do good to them which do good to you, what thank have you? For sinners also. Yeah. So that keeps the response the same. What thank have you, what thank have you with Luke after this from Matthew, what do you more than others? And then after, do not even the publicans the same, and what reward have you from Matthew? So that works. And if you do good to them which do good to you, what thank have you? And lend, hoping for nothing again, as your Father also is merciful. Now a bigger question. This last verse in Matthew 5, be you therefore perfect even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect, fits really close with one of these verses in Luke, but it says merciful instead of perfect. Be you therefore merciful as your Father also is merciful. Should I put both? Yeah, I think I should. I'll put it after. After merciful, I'll put the verse about being perfect. Or maybe since Father in heaven is explained, I should put that before Father is merciful, because that explanation should come before the added part, which is simplified. No, I don't think that would work, because the verse before that says he is kind to the unthankful and to the evil. So it would better flow that the next thing mentioned is that he's merciful. Be you merciful because he's merciful. And then I could put perfect. Yeah. I want to connect those verses. He's kind, he's merciful, he's perfect. So it's leading up to perfection. Be you, therefore, perfect, even as your Father which is in